it ends, right? When I say, is this how it ends? Um, Portugal, France, Spain, those areas are on fire right now. There's a lot of fires in those areas right now in the wildlife. Last week, 2 weeks, it was California, which California still have a lot of wildfires also. Okay. We had Australia, one of the major wildfires. We had Brazil, had a major wildfire. You have these wildfires, right? They're not really in dry climate areas. They're not really so much in dry climate areas. Um, Wildfires, you lose vegetation, you lose meat, and you lose so many different animals to the point where it creates food shortages. It's so many things that's going on right now that is creating manufacturer shortages. You know, if you got the cargo ships that's still on the water with inventory in there, you got threats at airports which preventing flights, was going to stop cargo runs. You got a shortage of fertilizer, right? A shortage of fertilizer. You got uh multiple countries that's not rocking with each other. So they're not doing trade, they're not trading with each other, they're not bartering with each other. You got um it really it don't rain too much anymore because of the chemtrails and things of that nature. They are depleting the world of natural resources. The air quality is not good because of the wildfires. If trees are burning, then they're not producing oxygen. So the world is actually destroying. They're actually destroying the world manufacturally. You guys see what I'm saying? And they'll bind up the areas of all the farmland where they have trees, acres of land. So they got fresh air where they can go hide at. They can go to the rural areas, the acres of land, and it's all fresh out there because they own so much of it. But where it's people at, they're cutting down the trees, building more buildings, making more streets. When Biden said build back better, he meant literally removal of more trees, more businesses, more roads, more pavements. That's destroying the oxygen that we breathe. The more trees you take down, the more oxygen you destroy. So when they say talking about global warming, people out there, it ain't really got too much to do with. Good morning to everybody. First and foremost, I'm gonna say it again. Secondly, good morning to everybody. When you take down the trees, it don't too much have anything to do with when you talk about global warming. Global warming is cutting down all the trees. Cutting down all the trees, shooting shooting uh, test subjects into the ocean. That's global warming. See what I'm saying? Like the things that big business and corporations do when they have tests and they do things for money. That's global warming. They have nothing to do with the 99%. See, the 99%, we can't even grow trees. We can't even grow vegetations and fruits in our own yards. You know what I mean? We can't even grow, so the leaders, the so-called leaders, when they go to talk about like Al Gore and Joe Biden him damn self, when they talk about climate control, they are the problem. Stop shooting chemtrails in the air. Start rejecting some of these corporations on knocking down these trees and building businesses in the area. What you expect if you knock down 200 trees for a building, then the air quality in that area not going to be as good as it once was. It's just common sense. So it's like these wildfires. You messing with the when you remove the trees and you do all these things, you're messing with the glaciers and the air and all these kind of things. You're gonna have wildfires. You're gonna have radiation beating down from the sun. We don't know what you put in the in the what coming out of those airplanes. I never seen a travel airplane spitting out trails. So why do we have airplanes in the sky spitting out trails? A airplane can take a airplane can take you from one city, one state to one country, another country, and there's no chemtrails shooting out of that airplane. But then they got airplanes that go up there that just shoot chemtrails like as if it's trying to create clouds. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they don't want you to grow anything, because even the rainwater, they're messing with that because they're mixing chemtrails into the clouds. Salute to everybody. They're mixing chemtrails into the clouds. And all this is by design. All this is by design. Everything is a dot connected. Now France, they're gonna have a shortage of food, a shortage of meat, or either they're gonna raise the meat prices up. Why? Because the wildlife been affected. Spain, same thing. They're gonna raise the meat prices up, inflation more, because there's a shortage because of the wildlife. Portugal, they're gonna do the same thing. They did it to Australia already when millions of acres of land burned over there, and they said a billion animals died in Australia. They did those things. Price hike, food shortages, and it's by manufacturer, because if they can get rid of the wildlife and they buying up all the farmland, then you got to buy the food from them. Because there's no wildlife. It won't be no hunting license, no fishing license. Why? Because everything gonna be depleted. Everything gonna be on private property. If you want to go get some steaks or some beef or apples or vegetables or whatever, it's gonna be on private property eventually, because they're gonna be then depleted. They're gonna be then destroyed the atmosphere, the natural resources, and they're gonna have it on property lines. This is why all my gardeners out there, don't tell nobody you garden. Don't tell nobody what you're doing. If you're prepping, and you prep, just because, that's fine. But if you're an actual gardener or farmer, don't tell nobody, because eventually they're gonna be trying to come after you to take your belongings on what you have, or either try to stop you from doing it, because they want everyone to depend on them. They want everyone to depend on them. And when I'm looking at, it's too many wildfires. It's too many wildfires. It's too many things going on, and let me read some of the comments. Control all, you control nations. Control food, you control the people. Yeah, but that's the thing. I posted a video. If you guys go look down about 3 weeks ago, they say that 3/4 of the world will not have water by 2025. 3/4 of the world. So you wonder why you got all these heat waves. You got all these heat waves and wildfires, because they're saying that the world will be depleted of water by 2025. Now, how do they know that? You can't predict the future or nothing like that. That's you can't. I mean, it rains in every location. How can you say that? It's an article in my videos, in my videos somewhere along the lines about 3-4 weeks ago, where I actually caught them saying that, and how they the world gonna be short of water. And I was like, make it make sense. If the earth is 80% of water, how would there be a shortage? Make it make sense. Salute. It's all by design. It's all by design. It's not normal. These things are not normal for NIMS. It's all by design. Every. I mean, look at inflation. I never understood inflation. I never understood how could prices go up. And I was wondering why things couldn't stay at one set price. Like, why you couldn't say, okay, this can of corn gonna be 30 cents, and it's gonna be 30 cents permanently, right? I never understood the fluctuations. Why the fluctuations? Make it make sense. What changed from this year to that year? What changed from that year to this year? It's only thing I can find out. Only thing I come up with is greed. It's greed. It's corporate greed. And this happened. This happened every time they try to play God. God give them a. But this time I don't think it's going back to normal. I don't think it's going back to normal. Do you guys think it's going back to normal in the comment section? Because I don't. I don't think it's going back to normal. I think this is the new normal, and I think it only going to probably get worse. Worse, sir. I think it's going to get worse, sir. You know, because you man can't play God. You can't knock down all the trees and build. You can't knock down all the trees and think that the air quality gonna be the same. You can't. How you gonna teach? How you gonna teach people that air oxygen come from trees, and then you gonna knock down all the trees? You can't do that. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. If they had 1,000 trees right there, it don't like France, Paris. I mean France, Spain, Portugal, Brazil. The everywhere there's a wildfire right now. How do you think the oxygen is in these areas? It can't be normal. You know, then they get on the news and on the media and they say the oxygen levels are these levels. It won't be normal because you're knocking down the trees. The trees are there for a reason. It's by design by God. It's there for a reason. Trees been in existence since the beginning of time, since the Garden of Eve. Trees been here before man. You can't keep knocking down the trees and think that things gonna be the same. You cannot do that. You know, you can't do that. We ain't breeding the same. The animals ain't breeding the same. The birds ain't breeding the same. Nothing ain't breeding the same because you keep on knocking down these damn trees. The trees is what kind of cooler. The trees is what cool the earth off, cool from the sun. You keep knocking all the damn trees down. This is what you get. More radiation off the ground. I mean, the sun reflection of the concrete, it makes it hotter. That's why we having hotter days on Earth, because all this concrete, the sun reflects off it and makes it hotter. You go stand underneath a tree, and you go stand on a wide open concrete, your ass gonna be hotter because you're on the concrete, and concrete in the sun, the concrete just draw the sun heat to it, and that's what they keep on doing. They keep on building all these damn buildings for these corporations and knocking things down, and they're putting us in tough situations. You know, and doing so, you running all the wildlife, you killing off the wildlife. The wildlife can't reproduce, so you're creating shortages of meat if that's what people eat. If you eat meat, they're creating shortages of meat by doing so. And there's not enough vegetation because you keep knocking down all the trees and spraying the skies with God knows what. And China showed you that they're putting wax in ice cream, that they got ice cream that don't melt. So you putting things in food that people don't know about. I'm saving my grease. I will feed my dogs, but I'm freezing it if the power goes out. Yeah, the power might be going out soon. How long? How long they think that the heat, the heat. I don't get these people. I don't get them. Even though the sun give life, in the winter things die because every spring, every time the sun come out and blossom, new trees and new things grow. You know what I mean? New things grow, new things develop from the sun. And in the winter time, when the moon out, I mean, it's cold, the sun ain't out so much, things die. But the way they doing things, man, they mismatching science with God, and that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. You can't mix science with the most high creation. You can't challenge God. Not like that. Not like they're doing. They're challenging God. They're challenging God because things that the most high have done that don't make sense to them. So they're trying to challenge him to figure out, or challenge the spiritual realm to figure it out. And they're not smart enough. If they were smart enough, that invisible enemy shit wouldn't be here, and that monkeypox shit wouldn't be here, and all these man-made things that they didn't tamper and mix and experiment, put together, and did this and did that wouldn't be here neither. If they were smart enough, they wouldn't want to put needles in everybody owns for shit that they didn't manufactured out of mistakes. You know what I mean? If they were smart enough. You know, if they were smart enough, a lot of shit they wouldn't do. You know, but when you challenge the Most High, things gonna come that's abnormal. And I didn't grow to learn with things that come up that's abnormal that man had created and brought upon themselves because they challenged the Most High. And some things ain't for you to even tamper with or touch. And these people have lost their mind. I mean, all them always said, follow the science, follow the science. None of them never said follow the Most High. None of them. So they don't believe in the Most High, and that's cool. You know, you're entitled to your own opinion, or you're entitled to your own thoughts. But don't be forceful with your belief on me. If I want to believe in the Most High and I don't want to believe in the science, don't try to force me to believe in the science. You know, don't try to force me to believe in the science if I don't want to believe in the science and I want to believe in the Most High. Don't try to force me. And that's what that was. When they was doing the mandates, you were forcing science on me when I believe in the Most High. You know, same way that's the same way as a woman with Roe versus Wade. Same way as anybody saying they don't want to take the jab. That's science. Don't force science on me when I believe in the Most High. Don't do that. Don't do that. Telling people that you can't be around your loved ones if you ain't got this. Telling people you can't be around that person if you ain't got this. If a person have their trust and their faith in the Most High, they could do what they want to do. They don't have to believe what you talking about, and you can't force it on them. And you've been trying to force it on people for so long, you know. And I think that's the biggest part that people miss. You know that if you believe in the Most High, if you don't want something that a science say gonna work, then that's your choice. That's the way I'm gonna start wording that. If I believe that the Most High, I believe in the Most High, things gonna be all right for me. Then don't force your science on me. Don't tell me I need your science. It's my choice. It's my body, my choice. I got free will, right? So I don't want your science. I believe in the Most High. I don't want your science. I believe in the Most High. Yeah, just like yeah, that's my new slang. I don't want your science. I believe in the Most High. I'm gonna go what I think the Most High want me to do. I don't want your science. The Most High said my body is a temperament and it don't need to be experimented on. So I don't want your science. If you start messing with the natural resources, we won't need your damn science. If you start touching and tampering with the natural resources that the Most High gave us, we wouldn't need your damn science. If you would stop mixing this and mixing that and putting this and putting that and taking this and putting it over here and putting that and taking this, we wouldn't need your science. You know, because we got the Most High. We wouldn't need your science. We got the greatest scientist of all. The man who created the one who created everything. That's the greatest scientist of all. He created you, and YouTube blind even see it. So yeah, that's my belief. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. Salute to everybody who locked in with me. It's 504 Cut. Thank y'all for tuning in with me. I'm out of here.